I just finished my customer success forum, Thriving in Turbulent Times, with people joining from all across the world. And we were talking about customer success experiments, how to do agile and iterative change at your company. And the critical thing about implementing change in your customer-facing programs is to start with a baseline so you know the impact of the work you do. And so one area I want to dive in today with you is about how long onboarding is actually taking. Now, I worked with a company towards the end of last year where the internal perception and what all the executives believed was that customer onboarding took 8 weeks. But when we really mapped out all the details around onboarding about their current state, we found that it was 12 weeks. The goal, the company wanted to reduce it. They brought me in to reduce it from 8 weeks to 4 weeks because they can't recognize revenue until onboarding is complete. And I got to tell you, when I told the CEO that the reality that onboarding was taking 50% longer, he was speechless. So I encourage you to really know the reality of how long onboarding is taking. So let's talk about how to figure that out. Well, one, you need to know when onboarding is complete. If you don't know, if you don't have a check the box milestone deliverable that you know onboarding is complete, then you need to define that first. And then secondly, you need to track really what happens during onboarding. So currently you might be tracking all of the customer facing hours, and that's great. But do you know what's happening behind the scenes when your team is not interacting with customers? Are they chasing things down? Are they working with other teams? Are they doing activities that are not being tracked? What about other teams? Maybe other teams are involved. Maybe you have account executives involved or support or the integration teams. That would be good to include as well. And you might say, hey, everyone, we're going to track the hours and all the time you spend for 1 month. So you don't have to do this forever. Or look at 5 accounts or look at 2 people on your team. So those are opportunities for you to get to do some audits. And it's really important that you get the baseline because then when you implement changes like a new tool to scale onboarding or some new processes like a handoff or some one-to-many customer enablement, so your customer success managers aren't doing all the one-to-one training, then you want to see what that impact is on the business bottom line. So for example, I find oftentimes customer onboarding is costing companies tens of thousands of dollars. And so if you can reduce that by even 20% for every customer that's being onboarded over the course of a year, that can be quite a lot of savings for your company, which you can then invest in tools to help you scale or maybe a new team member. When customers are onboarded faster, you might find that they start spending more money with your company faster, they expand faster, and that can be huge compounding revenue for the business bottom line. So I encourage you to join my upcoming customer success forums. Go to donnaweber.com, DonnaWeber.com/thriving to get all the details and to register. See you there.